Greetings, folks. Welcome back to A City Full of History. My name is Dan Thurber. I am your storyteller with source citations. And today on the show, we are in Bowling Green Park at the southern end of Manhattan Island. A lot of stuff happened here. This is a spot just steeped in history. For instance, right behind me, where that fountain is now right at the center, there used to be a large equestrian statue of the British King George III. On July 9th, 1776, patriots stormed Bowling Green Park and they tore down a large equestrian statue of King George III. And while that's all fascinating and we're going to cover all of that and more today, what I really want to focus on is this fence. Stay with me, folks. This is going to be fun.
We're getting out of the library and onto the street. It really is a city full of history. You just have to go out and find it.
Now, Bowling Green was originally made into a park in 1733. Three businessmen leased the property for the rent of 1 peppercorn a year from the Common Council. 1 peppercorn a year isn't bad for a piece of property in the financial district, let me tell you. Now, originally it was just that. It was a green or a park for lawn bowling. That's exactly what they used it for. Just a piece of property for the good of the general public. The statue of King George III was added later in 1770, although its existence was really more a matter of propriety than a desire on New Yorkers' part to honor the British monarch.
4 years earlier in 1766, William Pitt, an influential member of the King's Cabinet and the House of Lords, championed the cause of repealing the controversial Stamp Act. When it was repealed, New Yorkers wanted to show their appreciation to Pitt by raising a statue to him in Bowling Green. It was a great idea, until someone pointed out that you really couldn't have a statue to one of the King's ministers in a city that didn't yet have a statue of the King. Fast forward to 4 years later, 1770, and King George has an equestrian statue of gilded lead in Bowling Green, while William Pitt has a nice marble monument a couple of blocks away on Wall Street. Interestingly, both statues were done by the same sculptor, Joseph Wilton.
See, the thing is, the statue didn't sit well with all New Yorkers, and it quickly became an object of scorn and vandalism. In 1771, the city council voted to spend £843 to ship over a cast iron fence from England for the protection of the statue. That fence is this one right here.
Jump ahead another 5 years to July 9th, 1776, the day the Declaration of Independence was first read aloud in New York City. Now that America had officially declared herself to be an independent nation, the population of New York City, well, the patriot part of it anyway, was overjoyed and felt they no longer needed a monument to a monarch they no longer recognized. A zealous group of citizens mixed with soldiers, much to the dismay of George Washington, stormed down to Bowling Green, scaled the fence, and pulled the statue down. Most of the statue was sent north, the lead being melted down for musket balls, although a few pieces remain intact, today housed in the New York Historical Society.
Now, the really cool thing about this, and one of the reasons I love talking about this fence so much, is that you can still see the evidence of this today. If you look close at these iron posts, you can find it. You see, each of these iron posts used to be topped with some kind of a decorative finial. Some say they were just simple iron balls, some say that they were more elaborate decorations. All seem to agree, though, that they had some kind of royal insignia emblazoned on them. And when the statue came down, the finials all got lopped off as well. And you can see that if you look at each of these fence posts, each of the tops of them shows the uneven manner in which these finials were removed. The fence's story didn't end with the Revolution, though. In 1914, the fence was taken down to make way for subway construction in the area. It was promptly lost for 5 years until 1919, when members of the Broadway Association found the fence in a storage shed belonging to the Parks Department up in Central Park. It was reinstalled and then taken down again in 1937, although this time only for cleaning and maintenance. It was reinstalled in 1938. In 1970, the city's Landmarks Preservation Committee voted to make the fence a New York City landmark, one of the oldest in the city. Well, that's all I've got for you today, folks. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed rambling on for a few minutes talking about a fence. Head on over to bookwormhistory.com so you can see all of our latest content, videos, articles, podcasts, all of that. And on your way out the door here, why don't you hit that subscribe button so you stay up to date on all of our latest videos here on YouTube as well. I hope you folks enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for stopping by. Welcome to the end card. Today on Tidbits and Trivia, we're talking about the statue of King George III. You see, after it was taken down here, most of it was sent up north to Connecticut. A family called the Walcotts had a small foundry up there. They took the statue and melted it down for musket balls. But because they kept meticulous records, we know that the statue of King George III was melted down into exactly 42,088 musket balls.